Test 1, test 2, test 3. Alright, let's see if we're live on YouTube. Alright, so this is live. Welcome to day 66, Backtesting until unprofitable. Apparently today I had some burning sensation in my eyes. I don't know if it's some kind of allergies or infection, but yeah, we got a backtest, whatever the case. Anyways, I'm going to backtest this ICD sweep shift plus fair value gap, and I've chose 6 pairs: GU, EU, GJ, CJ, USDCHF, and the NAS 100 for that. So maybe we can do this whole session for May if possible. I'd like to do it for the whole May. I added multiple pairs that I'll be switching, and yeah, I think that we'll do it for the whole July. I meant not May. I don't know why I said May, but we'll do it for the whole July. So let's get started with the session right away. So I was busy checking out something on I think it was GJ, so you might find some drawings. Yeah, the thing I was checking out is that you can see this fair value gap right here, like on the 4 hour. You can see we pushed into it, and going on 15 minute. Well, first off, we had already reached the midpoint. Like if we use this move right here, from here over here to this low, you can see we had reached midpoint. So yeah, it means that will be a valid thing. So we took out these relatively equal highs before we started to drop, but the move I want to focus on is in right here. So looking on this 15-minute move, we took out these highs, we dropped, we traced into this fair value gap and rejected slowly till here. So let's start top-down analysis on GJ. Yeah, it will be for 1,000 days. Alright, let's remove the drawings. Good. So starting on the weekly, you can see that we were consolidated somehow in these ranges, like right here, but we started dropping, shifted, then we started dropping again, then we shifted, which means like here we're in some kind of uptrend. And in this uptrend, you can see we took out these highs so far, these liquidity levels, which means we can drop by a few bits into some POI here, and then push higher and take out these highs as well. Now I would like to go to daily. You can see that the daily had started to drop, so there's some retracements to the downside. So we have a good order block on the daily. You can see we pushed into it by a few bits. So now I'd like to see a drop to the downside, because we took out the structure is like this. On the weekly we had some highs, we took them out like this, took out this high, so which means like we might get a retracement before we continue to the upside, which means I'd like to take opportunity from this move here, this move here. So on the 4 hour, you can see we've already took out this, we did the sweep, we shifted the structure, we traced into this fair value gap, and the drop has started already. So there's this breaker, which I think we tapped into by a little. So we have some liquidity resting below here, so that's our target. I'm going on 30 minute, but let's push by the 1 hour and see how 1 hour is looking like. We have this fair value gap, and you can see that we have a important high resting there. So I'd like to see a sweep above this high before we continue to the downside. So on the 1 hour, so the sweep, I want to see a retracement into this fair value gap, and then a continuous drop. So this is the 1 hour. 1 hour is showing us this shift. 15 minutes. So the only place for us to position ourselves is if we can retrace into at least this point there. Okay, you can see we tapped into this, into the discount, and now going on the let's go to 45 minute, see if it will be even more clearer. So now let's see if we can get also into this gap where we touched it by a few bits, then started dropping. Right. So now I can see that we have a full retracement there. So this is when I'd like to see the drop, and the drop would obviously target here. And before I take that trade, I want to see it sell at least into this gap, or somewhere, because if we take out the high, we drop a bit and then continue. So my target would obviously be somewhere like in the midpoint of this gap, like somewhere here. Maybe on the 15 now. So let's see if we reject here, and I can take the entry. This is the fair value gap from the 45 minute though. Let's see how we reject or respect it. So it has been disrespected, which means we will not take that entry. Going on the 1 hour. Looks like we're not selling anytime soon, so we might continue the bullish trend. On the 4 hour, we have this POI here, this 4 hour fair value gap. Let's see how I react to it. It's already Wednesday in the morning. We have this 4 hour gap. Well, we didn't get a sweep, but let's go to the next day. So we're still rejecting the 4 hour fair value gap. We have some relatively equal lows there. I think we took out this high now. Alright. How's the 30-minute looking like? What about the 5-minute? 5-minute gave me a shift. I'd like to see a full drop into these equal lows. And so far we haven't got like any kind of strong fair value gap. I mean, like there's no fair value gap that happened with the shift, like after the shift, because you can see that we have this gap here, but it happened after like some kind of shift. This wouldn't be that clear, but this shift here is clear. So let's see. Right. So we haven't got a full fair value gap retracement yet. Looks like the market is consolidating in these areas. It looks like DJ wasn't offering some opportunities so far. And we end up pressing that gap as well after this small reaction, like the one we couldn't find any opportunity. And so I think here we can shift our bias to bullish again. You can see that we are having a really nice movement. So yeah, let's see if we can buy this thing and continue with the trend. Anyway, so going on the 4-hour, it's obvious that we're bullish and we're about to create a break of structure here. So it's 9 in the morning. Get a small fair value gap retracement. Oh, 4 hours looking crazy. Took out this high. 1 hour didn't create any kind of low. So the only place, the next stop would obviously be this low. The reason I'm saying this, obviously this low on the 4-hour, you can see we have a really crazy stop, like random stops. So we are in a 4-hour fair value gap. So I want to sell, this continuous movement to the downside, and the target like these lows, like this auto block. But we're in a fair value gap. I don't know if that will be a good idea. But let's separate it. So my entry will be there, stop loss there, and target be down there. Let's see. Will this hit TP? So we didn't end up hitting take profit. After all, we're in a fair value gap. Can see how clean we're closing near the open of the gap. Alright, so that's not bad. B1 now we dropped into some kind of order blocks out there, or blocks here. Well, it's a 4-hour fair value gap. Now on the 15-minute, what I'd like to be looking for is, a clean full push to the upside. Alright, so you can see we're in a nice order block here, and I think we're going to reject retracement into the gap. Alright, so we take out this low now. It's in the morning of the next day. Okay, market's really crazy this day. I think it's an FP, this one, and from payrolls. Yeah, but we shift inside here. You can see this is the recent high. .30-minute has a really nice fair value gap. 45-minute it's looking really bullish. The 5-minute didn't provide any strong fair value gap retracement, but I'd like to mark this sweep. Got a nice shift in structure. And then on the market shift, you can see you have this fair value gap that we retraced to. And then we start pushing ourselves. So let's see if we get a small retracement. Okay. Okay, you can see how we're rejecting this level. And on the 15-minute, and I don't know why this trade doesn't look bad, and it's a retracement into the gap on the 30 minutes. So let's take this trade. This will be our first trade on. Stop loss will be below this candle of the gap, few pips below. Then I'd like to target this high. This is the first trade of this backtesting session. So let's risk 1%. It's a buy. So break even will be automatically after we reach 1.5. Break risk to reward. Let's see how this goes. Whoa, crazy stop, not bad. Trading on NFP day is crazy. Let's go to the start of the week now. Let's look on CHF JPY. CHF JPY. Wait, GJ, no, CHF. Nice. Right, so we have some crazy price action here. So we have this kind of uptrend, took out these highs, and you can see it started to drop. We're in this gap so far. We have some relatively equal lows here. And going onto the daily, you can see that we took out these lows slowly, and then we started to push higher. And let's see how the 4-hour looks like now. So before we continue, I would like to mark that on the daily we took out this low from December, and we're in March. So let's see if we can get a continuous push to the upside, because this is not a breakout structure. You can see it's also a clean sweep here. Go on for so 4 hour is pushing crazies. In the morning, London session has just started. And okay, so you can see we were in some kind of downtrend. Then after taking out these highs, we didn't close any above any of them. We started this crazy consolidation. And now going on the 15-minute time frame. But before I do anything, took out this high. We're in a 4-hour fair value gap. This is the zone that we're in right now. But 4-hour fair value gaps don't kind of, okay, I think they're not, most of the times they're not kind of strong, but we also have this kind of breaker. 30 minutes, let's see if we can get a shift. So we start to drop heavily to have a good down close candle, and the most recent low is this one, so this is where I would like to mark our shift. But looking at the 5 minute, we have a low here, and back on the 1 hour, well, this is what I'd like to mark. We're in 4-hour fair value gap. We've got this sweep here. 15 minute is dropping heavily. 5 minute, it's showing us like a shift here, here, and here. So if we're getting crazy nice market shift. So now let's see if we can if we go back into the midpoint, at least this fair value gap here. Alright, so this will be our cue to enter if we are going to reject this fair value gap. So we've got this gap here, and I'd like to make it like this. Fair value gap. On the 15 minute, you can see that it's also a really nice gap that we might respect. So I'd like to see it respect that 4-hour fair value gap, then drop. So we have this here, and other more targets will be somewhere there. So you can also target this low as well. So risk 1%. Let's risk half because we've lost the previous one, so cut down the risk. Let's see how we go now. Oh no. So you can see we reject the gap obviously, but we don't hit take profit as we were planning to.
Hi.
Right, sorry for the distraction. So yeah, this trade had started out well, but wait, did we reach like 1.1 risk to reward? Okay, I think break even will be now after reach 1R. Have to put it at break even so that we protect capital. Looks like we end up pushing over the fair value gap. But the next stop now is this other block. So this setup didn't kind of work out, but the next stop is now this other block here. So now I think I'll be looking for other blocks on the 4 hour now. So I have this other block, 15 minute. Let's see, we're in the middle of the night. Let's go to the next day. So London has just started. Alright, and we get a crazy drop. Shift is a shift. We will drop as we wanted, because we have obviously the sweep here. These sweeps are looking nice here, but I wanted to see a nice nice retracement into this gap here. CHF is looking really crazy. Alright, so I'd like to go now on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, you can see that in this uptrend, this would be our next order block, and I think we'll reject it. You can see how the candle closes. Yeah. So which means we get a full retracement into this gap in the 15 minute. You can see that on this move, we get a full shift. So what does the 4-hour fair value gap look like? So the 4-hour fair value, 4-hour order block kind of holds. So far I'm saying that, well, the 4-hour order blocks hold nicely, even though sometimes we are not getting any kind of entry off of them. But you can see this what happens overnight here. We take out these lows really heavily, and then shift here, get a nice retracement and a cool rejection, which results in a push. But in these times I'm usually asleep, so I don't think I'll even take that trade. So maybe like I'd like the day to open, like, because if I wake up at 8 and go on the laptop at 9, at least maybe at 2 will be the day open. Like one London session is starting. So you end up pushing higher than it. Okay, so I think I'm seeing something here. It's Friday. We have this breaker, close above it, and then get a nice retracement into this gap. 15-minute takes out a low, shifts in structure, and I'd like to see a retracement into a POI. Alright, here we go. Consider we are in OTE, and we're in this fair value gap after this shift, which means here is a good opportunity for a buy. My next target will obviously be this high liquidity, so let's just 0.5 again. So what time is it? It's 9. Okay, which means it's a New York session, so it's not bad. Oh, come on. It ends up hitting stop loss, and after stopping out it might hit TP, obviously. Let's see. So this was a new week open, and it was really heavy. Whoa, okay. Crazy movements inside here. But yeah, we continue with the trades. So far we've lost $1,000, which is 2% of the account. So yeah, maybe we'll continue the session tomorrow. But let's first have a look on EU. This was 2021. So the daily is looking bullish, but you can see here that we're shifted, which means that we're already bearish, and we're retracing into a daily fair value gap here, which might be like a nice reaction, but we're about to continue with the drop. So 4 hour, it's bullish, kinda bullish. So for us to drop as we are anticipating on the higher time frame is okay, for the drop to be possible is if we react on this fair value gap and close here, like respect this order block a bit, then continue like that. So we're going on the 15-minute. What day is it? It's Sunday at night. But there was an entry here. I refused to take it, but it's because well, we have the sweep shift here, retracement, but the reason I did take it because obviously I'm not active at this time of the day. So if I know like that's not a kind of entry I'll take, then why would I try to take it? So I'm still anticipating for a drop. have eco highs here, very nice liquidity zone. Drop, touch OTE by a bit. The reason I'm doing that is because we took out these highs and obviously we drop. Let's see if we do. So you can see the drop comes in handy there. Turns out as a break even. Anyways, yeah, we continue to backtest. EU is looking crazy as well. If we're in this kind of consolidation range there. I'm seeing something here, like this shift, we drop, we shift to structure and we trace into these fair value gaps. But then the problem is, well, I don't think we're in a POI. Let's see the 4 hour. The 4 is in some kind of consolidation. The 1 hour will be in this gap here. And about the 2 hour. Okay. Well, since we're bearish, then we would like to, continue the drop. This will be entry. What day is it? 4:30. But this is a 1 hour fair value gap. And I'm marking this so I can have confirmation about the entry I'm about to take. Look at this sweep. Where's the low? The low's here. Low, low. You can see close on all of them. So we've got this close here. Yeah, I'd like to look for the next one, liquidity, which will be like that low, giving us a 3.6. But let's get a clear look on it. So on this whole price leg from this low here to here, for us to at least if we're bullish, we will have to trace this oil block here. It will be our next stop. So that's the reason my stop will be adjusted near the fair value gap, and the take profits somewhere near this other block. So let's see how this entry goes. That's just 0.30. Terrible pain. Took out the highs even more clearly. Nice retracement, 4 hour. How does this 4 hour look like? Now full retracement into the OB. Retracement into the other block, then the drop. So how would you now time your entries here? Because if I'm to enter on a sweep, I don't have one here, except if I would be on the 5 minute, And the only thing I'd be watching for on the 5 minute would be like this gap maybe, then position myself here. Alright, so 4 order blocks are a strong area. I'll be back tomorrow. There was a losing backtesting day. Peace out.